Welcome to For Glory. I can't get. It's the last one, and I'm still not used to it. Welcome to For Glory Ho.
Glory ho.
Welcome. Let's start over the episode, guys. Can we please start it over?
No, we're not. I fucked it up too. I called it for goalie. Welcome to For Glory Hole.
You can't say anything.
Welcome to For Gory Hole.
Yay! The
All right.
last one for the month, Charizard. We're gonna be reading fucking Pokemon creepypastas, the most avid one besides Zelda.
Favorite.
All right, we're going. You know what we're doing? We're doing Pokemon Stadium shit.
All right, I'm going to be reading Strangled Red.
Strangled Red.
Okay. There are tons of stories out there about hacked Pokemon games. Some of them really quite neat, as the one about versions where you get a ghost as a starter. Some are ridiculous, silly stories about individuals dying after playing a game or the game talking to them. God, don't these writers know less is more when it comes to these stories? Ah, well, I digress. So, already letting me know it's fake. Already. I grew interested in these hacked games that are apparently at any thrift store on eBay or handed out by homeless people to random passerby. I don't have the pleasure of meeting these creepy people. I merely found this particular cartridge in a trash bin when the garbage truck backed into my neighbor's dumpster. That's even more fucking... Wait,
I don't know.
I can't believe you just did that to yourself.
I don't. I thought it was something else. I wanted to use my rock.
I wanted to use my rock. Your rock is your downbeat.
I don't know how Charizard works. I'm doing that again. Same stage, same everything.
I noticed the game and asked the trash man if I could take it, and he didn't seem to mind. It was thrown away after all. I of course checked with my neighbor to confirm if they actually didn't want it, though they seemed perplexed as if they'd never seen it in their life. Their son made a grab for it, a little boy who saw the Charizard on the cover crying out, "Pokemon! Mommy, I want Pokemon!" But his mother told him no! Seeing as I found it, he didn't even have a Game Boy anyway. He just liked Pokemon, that little fuck. Thinking nothing more, I simply went home, looking at the cartridge sticker on the way home. Just a plain old red version, the sticker torn slightly across the Charizard's neck. But that was expected with such an old game. I had blue version as a kid, so I was a bit eager to see the albeit minimal differences between red version. I was rather disappointed by what I saw when the title screen showed up, Pokemon Strangled Red version. Matt, I see your face over there. Well, damn it, I thought it was a hack. Hacks were neat and all, but they had zero monetary value because I want to sell this since I wanted to play it so bad, I guess. The original's quite valuable by now, and I wanted to play Red anyway, not this crap. Oh well, it was free, might as well try it, right? The name was odd, however, Strangled Red. That made no sense, not even in a morbid description of something being asphyxiated, as people turn blue when choking, not red. Who knows? Maybe the author will fucking, give it a fucking break. It's a haunted game, it doesn't choose the rules. The more I thought about this, though, the more interested I became. My initial disappointment turned into curiosity. I wanted to know what the creator had made, and I was going to note everything I saw. Charizard!
I
Charizard.
feel bad for Lucario.
Good job, buddy. You kicked his ass. Wait, who won?
I did. I didn't fly off the edge this time. I did, but I knew what to do.
The first oddity I noticed was the start screen had a Charizard next to the trainer instead of Charmander. Also, the Pokemon never cycled through the original
You say at
version did.
300. I killed you. No, I'm doing I want to do something fun.
Oh, God.
You knocked me down 123, so I'm rounding it off to this.
Oh my god.
Weird.
Oh my god.
The Pokemon never cycled through like the original version did. It just stayed Charizard even after 5 minutes of waiting I did. I guess.
Is that the
5
hold on?
minutes.
Is that the only Pokemon stage?
I think so. On this
Yeah,
one.
it's the only
They
Pokemon
did-
stage.
They did Pokemon Dirty.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
There's Pokemon Stadium, but I don't have it unlocked. I don't know how to unlock it.
I don't have Pac-Man stage. Let's just go to Windy Hill Zone.
Sure, it's close enough.
Sonic,
Windy Bill.
Pokemon.
Why don't they have Pokefloat?
Shrugging, I hit start, noticing there was no Charizard cry as I did, like there was supposed to be. I saw there was continue options, so I figured I'd do what everyone did when they get a used Pokemon game and see what the previous owner had. No. I blinked in surprise. No? What do you mean, no? The game wouldn't let me continue no matter what. Though on the 4th attempt. Oh my guys. What the fuck did you do?
He flew off the edge.
Jigglypuff my way out.
Just roll it away. Oh my god.
I hope
You
you never do the
fucking
same thing
dunce.
over again.
Okay, that's fine.
Seems to be a trend with you two.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good. This is fun.
I heard the Charizard cry, quiet and barely audible, but there, shrugging it off. I decided to just hit new game like I would have done after checking the old file anyway. The screen cut to black for a while. No Professor Oak, no starting theme, just nothing at all. Eventually, the screen came back, showing a bedroom, 2 beds, 2 TVs, and a computer in the corner. My trainer sprite was the usual one, consistent with the original red version. I was curious as to why it didn't ask my name, though that was answered as I opened the pause menu. Notice my trainer was named Matt.
What, really?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, this is true. No, this isn't my real name, or some stupid crap like that. This game isn't self-aware or haunted, at least not that I know of. It just had a name chosen already. Curious, I saw he had the starter amount of money. No badges, he didn't look like Red though. His hair was longer, almost reaching halfway down his back. Red's usual smile replaced with a confident smirk. Honestly, I found this sprite much cooler than Red. There's something in the game. Something wrong. Returning to the game, I walked about the room, noticing Steven's long hair was present. By the way, its name was Steven, not fucking Matt.
Yeah, they freaking mess with me.
Steven's long hair was present on the back of the trainer sprite. When my back was turned to the camera, I didn't recognize the house. But wait, when my back was turned to the camera, this isn't a 3D game. You can still see the house.
This is supposed to be the original Pokemon, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't recognize the house, but I descended the stairs to see more. Downstairs was another trainer who spoke to me the instant I came down. Mike,
Oh,
ready
come on.
yet? Steven. Yeah. Game.
Jigglypuff.
Finish.
Jigglypuff I cannot work with.
Finish!
I was actually going to say I would love a mod for this game where instead of saying game, it says finish, like in Mario Party.
Okay, so I can't do that again.
I can't do the Jigglypuff ever again.
That's fine.
No.
I can't do the low health Charizard. I can't go any lower. Going back up.
Okay. I assumed this Mike was my rival, pre-decided for me, of course. A replacement of Blue, most likely, though I thought back to the bedroom having 2 beds, realizing they weren't just rivals. They were brothers! They talked back and forth, basic Pokemon dialogue, before a Pokemaster, catch 'em all, stuff like that. Before having a little argument over which is better, Charmander or Squirtle, which of course led to the introduction battle, like the one versus Blue in the lab. Simple enough, scratch, tackle, till I won purely for having the first turn. I took note of how much better Steven's sprite looked in combat than Red's. A different pose, his hair looking like it was blowing in the wind. A brief minor upgrade, but still much nicer. I see this is like Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver status with the like slightly moving sprites, right? Jesus. I left the house after some more banter with my brother, stepping out to the Pallet Town theme. Going to the east, I found this was indeed Pallet Town. The house was simply on the outskirts to the west. I noted there was no mysterious grassy field like normal. Wandering about, I decided to check in on Red's home. His mother was inside, and when I talked to her, she commented on how handsome Steven looked, hoping her son would look up to him as a role model for when he became a trainer himself next year. Which of course led me to realize the game took place a year before the original Pokemon Red. Red was even upstairs, playing the SNES in his room, commenting, "I'm gonna be the best too when it's my turn." I was starting to like this hack. It was interesting, a completely new adventure, a different character. Hell, Steven even seemed to have his own history with people in the town, a reputation, a personality beyond the silent protagonist. The people in town talked to him as a person, making conversation, not just spouting tutorial crap. Even Blue's sister had new dialogue. They seemed to be in a relationship too, as the dialogue ended with a kiss and a heart. Wait, what?
That's weird.
What does that... that's really strange. Okay. Professor Oak simply wished me well, giving me a Pokédex to aid my adventure. He wasn't giving it to me to be a reason behind the adventure like every other Pokemon game out there. He gave it to me out of kindness, something to help me out on my way, a gift. I was liking this more and more. With each second, the game seemed to have an actual story now. I was somebody, not just a cookie-cutter protagonist. Anyone could be. Not some blank sheet that could be replaced without notice. The story was different, though. The actual gameplay remained unchanged. I went north like I was supposed to, went from town to town, collected badges, received the praise of the leaders. Steven's fame even seemed to spread, as some NPCs would talk like they knew him. I used Miki for every battle, and she was growing surprisingly fast. I imagine that's what you named the Charmander you got or something?
Miki's a terrible name.
No, you already did Lucario. Play as Pikachu.
She handled Brock with ease, even pounded Misty with no trouble at all. She wasn't as adversely affected by super effective attacks as others. She was a veritable powerhouse. She even became a Charizard at a mere level of 25. Not bad.
Not bad?
Yeah, that's fucking great. Things started to get weird, though, as soon as I reached Lavender Town. I know. Lavender Town is the focus behind every creepypasta, because I'm self-aware and way cooler in all those stories. There was no Team Rocket invasion, which I found odd, though. I did not remember if this was the
your way
year.
out of that. You've done good.
That was great. I was fantastic. Let's just talk about how wonderful I
You should
did.
put on
I'm not playing
Red's
Pikachu.
hat on Pikachu.
I like silvers.
It's
I mean,
true.
that's gold.
He is
Right,
better.
it's gold. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, be
thanks.
Pikachu. Again.
No.
Be Pikachu. Again.
No.
I tried to enter Pokemon Tower, aiming to get a Ghastly, but that's when it got odd. Steven wouldn't go into the Pokemon Tower no matter what I did. It was weird. I mean, hell, there are a million places in Kanto. You really have to be. A little random houses with nothing but children NPCs, for example. Why was here that Steven wouldn't enter? With a shrug, I figured I wouldn't need a Ghastly, seeing as Miki could handle anything, so I simply went on my way. Lavender Town serving no purpose other than a passageway with the Pokemon Center. This game progressed normally from there. The remaining gyms fell, and eventually I made my way to the Elite Four and defeated them. As with Blue, my brother Mike was there before me, initiating the championship battle with Miki swept with ease. The aftermath of the battle was quite pleasant. None of the tension that was present between Red and Blue at the end of their match. The brothers congratulated each other on their progress and shook hands before the screen went white. No Hall of Fame, nor any credits. When the screen came back, it was at the house again. The two brothers were sitting at the computer. "I don't want to," said Steven. "Mike, come on. Just gotta borrow her for a second to finish the Pokédex. The entry won't register unless she recognizes me as master for just a second," said Mike. "But she's my Miki," said Steven. "I promise I'll give her back. Come on, please," said Mike. Yes or no? I was a bit perplexed, so I hit no to be cautious. "Come on, please?" "No." "Come on, please?"
No.
I realized this was one of those games things where there's no real choice. So I said, yeah, eventually. "Alright, this will just take a sec. Then we'll both be Pokemasters, Steven." The screen changed to the animation shown when two people trade Pokemon, which I found a bit weird, seeing as I was solo, but whatever, this was what was apparently supposed to happen. Miki went first. I watched lazily as she began to travel down the trading tube. Snap! That made me jump, the sudden noise resonating in my silent bedroom, loud due to the volume being way up. Looking at the screen, I noticed my game had seemed to freeze. Mickey's still in mid-trade, but the game wasn't doing anything. With a sigh, I was turned on. With a sigh, I just turned off the game, wondering when my last save was. When the game turned back on, I stared for a moment at the start screen. There was no Charizard next to the trainer. Upon pressing start, I saw the new game option. The new game option was absent, leaving only continue. This was strange to say the least, so I selected it. The game staring. The game staring without even showing my status as usual. My jaw dropped at what I was greeted with 1 year later.
What?
Oh my god. Whew, my throat is getting a little raw from all this reading.
Or it's just too scary for you to handle.
Getting pretty spooked, aren't you?
Yep. Lavender Town theme came first, playing its normal way. Steven was in Pokemon Tower. He was standing in front of a tombstone, not doing anything. I wonder what was going on, so I pressed A. Ellipsis, ellipsis, ellipsis. Confused, I tried walking, realizing I was indeed in control for a moment. I brought up the pause menu and checked my party. Miki was gone. Not just Miki, all Pokemon. He had nothing. The Pokédex was absent from the menu too. His bag was empty. Honestly concerned now, I checked his trainer card. He had no money. He had no badges. His playtime was 8,000... Oh my god, 8,765 hours, which was impossible, as I had only logged 30 before. But that wasn't the strangest part. His picture, the picture of the handsome, confident young trainer, was different. His eyes were blank. His face turned slightly down. That smirk of his was gone, replaced by a lack of any expression at all. That long hair of his, before in a perfect perm, was now messy and unkempt. I couldn't look at him anymore. Closing the menu, I went to move out of the tower, but with every step I took away from that tombstone, the screen flickered like it did when Pokemon was poisoned. Gulping, I brought up the trainer card again. The picture was getting worse. Every step I took, he hung his head more and more and more. His shoulders slumped, bent over. By the time I exited the tower, he was on his knees, hands to his face, hair draped across him. I had guessed already what was going on, but this clinched it. I began to put some things together in my mind. I had always wondered why there was no champion in the original games besides your rival.
As you yawn.
Oh, sorry, this creepypasta is just so scary. It's making me tired. Why, is it you, the protagonist? Had you beat your rival when he just waltzed in? No previous champion to challenge? Then it struck me. The answer was right there. The previous champion gave up. His precious Miki was apparently dead, and with her, so died part of him. His Pokédex, the other Pokemon, his badges, his fame, all of it, he threw it away. In that year he missed, the year all those hours came from. I even did the math. There's 800 blah 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 hours in a year. Add that to my 30 from before, and it matched up. Even so, the game kept going. This should have been ending, though. I mean, what else was there to do? No Pokédex, no Pokéballs. Are you okay? Still mourning, I see. Everything will be alright. Please, is there anything we can do? Steven never replied to them. And they all simply said the same thing over and over. I couldn't put the game down now. This was all too strange. Then, no Pokemon was sent out when they started a battle, just Steven's sprite. So I was wondering how I would battle. Wild Rattata left you be. The battle ended. So I encountered another Pokemon. Wild Pidgey ignored you. Wild Ponyta wandered off. The music never changed either, no matter where I went. It was Lavender Town. I searched everywhere, every town. I talked to everybody, wondering just what the hell I needed to do. My frustration was mixing with my depression. I'm making the experience altogether unnerving and uncomfortable. But I couldn't tear myself away from the game or turn it off or anything. I was starting to get a bit angry, though. Nobody telling me anything besides giving me their condolences and trying to give me items like lemonade or coffee. Each met with, no. I slapped myself for idiocy, suddenly realizing how likely the answer was right in front of me. Pallet Town, of course. When I went there, though, which took a long time having to walk there, no flying Pokemon. No bicycle arrest, even only seemed to move half the regular movement speed. It wasn't much different. I first tried talking to Professor Oak. These things happen. You were just unlucky. Next, I tried Blue's sister. Please don't leave home again. Red's mom wouldn't even talk to me. I talked to Mike. I'm so sorry. I pondered for a moment. Is this really the ending? Steven doomed to do nothing but roam Kanto in misery, haunted by the memories of getting his ass beat. Then I went to my bedroom and walked over to the bed. Steven said, I'm going to sleep. The screen faded to black for a moment, but then slowly faded back to the world, having a black tint to it. The Mike Sprite laying in the other bed. I assumed this meant it was night. I'm going to do it, said Steven. Do what? I had no idea. Tried inspecting everything in the room. Nothing happened. As soon as I left the house, another dialogue. It can bring her back. It can do anything, said Steven. What the hell was it? Something that could do anything? I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out what. Wandering about, I tried to leave Pallet Town the usual way. Not that way, said Steven. If he would go any further, I tried the homes. Or no, he wouldn't go any further. I tried the homes. Screw them, said Steven. I quirked my eyebrow at that, forgetting for a moment this was not the real Pokemon game. It has bad words in it, like screw. The missing one. Missing one, said Steven. I paused for a moment. No, he couldn't possibly mean that I hadn't tried the missing no trick on this hack yet. What the they're gonna go do missing no? So I go to Cinnabar, surfing up and down on the East Coast just to see. Wild Missing No appeared. Mine, said Steven. Wild Missing No was caught. What the heck? Steven didn't do anything. He just commanded that atrocity of broken data to join him.
Go back! No!
Oh my god.
How much left is there?
It's almost over. This is like the
Second
end.
time.
Let's go again. Okay, let's just do a stage.
One more should do it.
I'll just do one. That
No,
doesn't
it's
have
okay.
edges.
It's okay.
We're gonna
God,
do one that
yeah.
doesn't have edges.
No, it's
We're
alright.
gonna do one that doesn't have
just go
edges.
with that
We're gonna
level.
go.
It'll be all
We're
right.
gonna go into temple. We're gonna have a good old time.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fall off and die.
Alright.
So
Alright.
he caught the
Okay.
missing no.
There we go.
I
You're gonna
checked
be
the
okay.
trainer card.
You'll do great.
Steven has his back to me, his long hair draped behind him, his hands in his pocket, nothing else. Remembering what he said at the start of the night, I realized what I had to do. I surfed to land and made... I thought you said you had no Pokemon! You already said you don't have Pokemon! You can't surf! And you had to surf to get missing, though!
He had a surfboard.
Oh my god. Just go. They all said the same thing, though.
No.
One sent chills down my spine. Sometime dead is best. My hands were sweating right at this point. Steven was about to try the impossible. Some would see a crime against nature, which many of these people shared that opinion. I steeled myself. It took the eternity to reach Pokemon Tower, but I got there eventually, taking a deep breath and heading toward the tombstone. I remembered which one. The image of Steven standing before it burned into my mind. Miki, said Steven. Nothing happened. With a gulp, I opened the menu and selected Missing No from the bag. Oak. Steven, don't use it! I was reminded of when Professor Oak would magically tell you couldn't use a key item. Steven used it anyway. Steven obtained... What in God's name did I obtain? I couldn't tell you because the game took away my control without my input. Steven began to leave the tower on his own, walking single step by single step. The Lavender Town theme started again as he left the tower and began his excruciatingly slow journey against my will. Every time he crossed one of the borders where the music would change, it got progressively slower, more and more disturbing. By the time I reached Cerulean City, it was demonic, rumbling. I just stared, watching him. I tried to guess where he was going. Obviously, he was heading to Pallet Town, but, you know, the music had all but stopped.
It don't matter.
The music stopped. At this point, there was no music.
Oh,
Steven
jeez.
moved step by step, stopping at his brother's bed, turning to face him. At first, I thought his game froze, but it didn't do anything. Simply stood there, and I couldn't move him. I did, however, found out I could open the pause. I was terrified to look. I couldn't stop myself. I selected his trainer card. There was a low growl noise like a distorted Pokemon cry. Steven was looking at me again, directly at the screen. He was hunched over, his bangs obscuring his face. His hair was wild and feathered out. Between his bangs wasn't a face at all. It was just black with two red eyes looking straight at me. His name was now... I couldn't look away. My eyes glued to his, not breaking contact for some reason. My vision was getting blurry. I couldn't see anything. I started crying. There was nothing I could do but hold in the tears. I was the boy from the start. I built him up the greatness, and then I ruined it all. I watched him go insane, halted my tears, wiping my eyes. I closed the game. Nothing can be saved now, said the game when I reopened it. The pause menu wouldn't close no matter what I did, so with no other option, I checked the bag, nothing happened. I checked Pokemon, and there was one, a single sprite, met me with 0 HP, its status, dead. Its name, I selected it, and was greeted with 4 options. It's her, never, no, strangle. My fingers shaking, I selected strangle, and the menu closed, showing Steven in the room again. Goodbye. Snap! The game shut itself off. I was more dumbfounded than anything. In a bit of a shock, I turned back on the title screen, showing the maniac Steven had horribly glitched Charizard. I pressed start and continue. Then all I saw a zoomed out view of Pallet Town, showing Steven's home to the west. Tall grass surrounding it. Those unmovable stones blocking it from the rest of the town. This image was completely satanic. No music, no movement. Before fading to white, going black to the title screen, it was as it had been when I first opened it. A trainer and a Charizard. I attempted to hit continue. No. And with that, the end of our story and the end of Jigglypuff. Status dead.
I don't think I want a single one of them.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us all October long for this great little thing. That was so fun. I love the creepypastas. But yeah, we're going to be going back to For Glory Hole next Sunday. Who knows who will play? I'm not going to remember because, God, we record this so ahead of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching. You know, we love you all. We love all the viewers. Comment. Let us know how you like the series and if we should do it again next year or whatever.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. I'm hungry.
My throat hurts from all that talking.